may change tomorrow. In order to have the best expert advice, we have commissioned
Supercoach 360.
If the time's going up, it's recording.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the show.
Oh, mate, 100%.
We need to find out why they think it's okay to say anything.
It's certainly one of the greatest challenges in the history of the game.
That's what they want to try and do.
Megastar to megastar!
In this regard, we're leaving every option on the table.
Excellent. Oh, what was that, buddy?
Something special!
You know what?
That's not talent.
Oh.
Supercoach 360.
The best way to handle these things is to stay measured, stay calm, live your life as normal.
Unless we start finding it off the people who actually just do it, it makes their little ordinary life feel a little bit better for that moment.
Makes it crook. Supercoach 360 podcast.
Hey guys, how we going, girls? Last episode, bit of a free for all here, so they've given me control. Tonight we've got not much on the agenda. We've got a few trades for those lucky enough to have a couple. We got a few captain options, and then
Who are you? What are we listening?
I am. Sorry, it's Supercoach 360. Obviously, got Bergs here, Juzzy here, Louis in the background.
What's up?
Make some noise, boys.
What's going on? How we doing?
How are we? Are we pumped for footy? Like so last week,
Finals.
Before finals, couple of good games this week.
There's been a couple of good games the last couple of weeks. Been good. Couple more coming up.
Shall we start with the weekend that was, boys? Because you made a comment pre-show. Pretty much the only teams that can win the comp, you believe, played Thursday or Friday night.
Yeah. Well, pretenders play Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Just from the quality of football that was shown. Like Penrith, don't read too much into that. Obviously, they're going to be, you know, where Penrith will be come finals time. They're the team to beat.
Yeah, they've already been sort of resting a little bit.
What the Roosters and Storm dished up, just incredible. And then they got followed up by the schmozzle on Saturday by the rest of them, and that just showed me that it's three teams now. Even though one of them is not in the top four, so history says they can't do it, but they put 6 weeks together from last week. I think they can do it.
Roosters?
Yeah.
They're looking mighty strong. You were talking about it last week on the pod.
Couple of injuries, Tupou. Someone else got injured, and Lindsay Collins 4 week suspension.
Yeah,
Radley head knock. So as long as Tupou and Radley are back, I think they'll be all right.
Are you doing the shares, bud?
Yes, I am. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you there, though. Watching the footy on the weekend, the games I did manage to watch, I didn't watch nothing really Sunday, but they were relevant games. But
you missed crackers.
But yeah, for me, I think
affairs.
Oh, funny that teams that can't defend leaking in heaps of points.
I think the Melbourne and Roosters dished up some great footy. And yeah, Penrith, when they get Nath back after a 5 week rest, that's such a godsend for them. If you catch me drift, to have your halfback sit out for 5 weeks or 4 weeks before finals.
I mean, like if he had any niggles, you know what I mean, then it would have been a real good time to get rid of those niggles.
Last year going into finals, he was underdone. He had the injury. Yeah, he had the shoulder thing, and he still pushed through this year, fit. So yeah,
he'd be chomping at the bit,
and yeah, hanging to play
for 5 weeks.
Yeah, he'd be itching to get back out there.
The whole team gets a week rest this week, so everyone's going to be fresh come next week. So the question is, Melbourne Parramatta play each other this week.
Now
the winner of that game will more than likely play Panthers. Do you throw it and play the Raiders week 1?
Yeah, well,
instead of going to Penrith, getting beat up, and then probably having to back up the next week anyway.
Or making Penrith back up the next week. You know what I mean? The problem with that being Storm and Parramatta this year have been the only ones to really show Panthers up. They know what they're doing. And I know the Panthers were underdone when they played the Storm last time, but still. I've seen them in the grand final.
The Storm have gotten better since then too.
Yeah, like they've clicked, and I think leaving Munster at fullback is very dangerous. Because Panthers don't know what to do with that yet. Munster's so unpredictable. He doesn't know what he's going to do. so it's perfect.
Nobody can
No.
coach against that.
Bro, he's just a gun. Like, in saying that, they lack a bit of creativity with Meany at 6, but he does a decent enough job for Munster to play one. You know, and one's such a crucial...
But that's where, Meany doesn't have to do much. With Hughes pretty much controlling the right-hand side, Munster's still sweeping around as fullback there. Munster can still sweep around as fullback and play that 5'8" on the left-hand side outside Grant and Hughes as well. So, as long as Hughes pivots to the other side of the ruck, it doesn't really matter, I don't think, where Meany plays. He's just making up an extra number somewhere.
And he's been doing it well.
No, I'm not saying he's terrible or anything like that. That sounded bad, I did, but...
He's been brilliant for him this year. Anywhere he's been asked to play, he just goes in and just does it. He gets told what his job is.
That's it.
And he just goes in and does his job, and that's what the Storm want, and it's worked quite well for him. You know, it's going to be interesting when they're outside backs next year, I should say, back to full strength, because they're coming on now, but...
No, he'll be a walk-up start on the wing.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's where
Meany's
supposed to be playing. So it's going to be interesting when he gets back there, what he does, because he's a seasoned NRL player. You know, like he's had a decent season.
He was a score for them, man. He was a good score. Like, he would have been our best to finish the year off last year.
Well, that's it. He came out of a terrible fucking Newcastle team into just as bad as Berry's team. And now he's finally found a team with a little bit of structure and decent players around him. He showed he's got what it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the first ones to rubbish Nick Meany when we signed him, but by the end he was definitely doing...
He was
good.
pretty much your only attacking threat by the end of last year.
He was doing great things for us. It was a sad loss for us, really, because he would have been doing really good this year with Burton and that as well. But yeah, Penrith are the team to beat, but them other two teams in the Roosters and Melbourne both have the team to do it. Like you said, Lindsay Collins, massive loss for
but
4
he'll be
weeks.
back come GF.
Yeah, but do they get there without him? Like, he's an Origin and Australian rep, I think.
He's good.
He's
a big loss.
He's a gun forward. I know where Hargraves will pick up the slack with minutes. Lodge definitely will pick up
the big pick up of Lodge comes in.
slack with minutes. So I think that other young butcher.
Well, he'd been out, Collins, pretty much since Origin, remember. That's why they got Lodge. So they weren't really missing him before he just got his suspension. So
it was just
it will be obviously a drop off in that bench rotation, but
it was just to look at on paper. What a fucking...
It's formidable.
What a menace! 4 weeks, or is he going on the judiciary?
Yeah,
tonight?
no,
he took the early.
Yeah, he took his medicine.
Which for me, I think he was harshly done by as well.
Well, they're trying to eradicate it, but when you're giving people 4 weeks for that, and then you're giving people fines for other stuff in the same game, it's like, what are you trying to eradicate from the game here? Well, I thought the head was the major issue, but we can drop elbows into people's heads, but as soon as you lazily fall on someone's back of their leg, it's 4 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know. The grey area is so big.
But then we'll protect the head when there's a head clash, and we'll send Cohen Hess off for 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's grey areas, man.
Yeah.
That's actually a question I have. Actually, do some forwards take like more than an inch when given it? Like, you know how they sort of get given their inch and then they end up turning it into a mile, you know? And to get a fine at the end of it is a bit of a joke when the likes of Dale Finucane, whose tackle technique was too hard and too fast, which got him 2 weeks, is just fucking kidding. Like, it is kidding.
Yeah,
like,
Big Nell's definitely Vanessa Charlton's on.
Well, mate, it's premeditated attack. I'm sorry. You don't just...
I don't know if it's
Right,
I don't know if it's premeditated per se. It's like he goes into the game intending to do it.
No, but
when the situation arises, he takes the opportunity that's presented.
See, I think at some point throughout the game he went, I'm going to drop an elbow into someone. He might not have known exactly who he was going to do it to, but he knew.
Well, he got
he was going to go out.
Suaalii and he got Gus. There was probably more
It was a pretty hectic game.
Oh, it was brutal.
Like,
It was a
Great to
90s
watch.
throwback.
great to watch.
It was awesome to watch.
But yeah, all right. Last week, what's up? Go, you keep going.
No, don't.
All right, last week I asked the question, and put a post out like what you guys would like to see changed, or maybe some love sprinkled in the way of that particular stat or whatever. Wade Murphy said if they could do an extra points for man of the match, it would be good. Like say you get the Dally M points, like you get best man on the field gets X amount of points maybe. It'd just add to the fullbacks probably.
No, I think that just adds shit fight to the game. Because I think
Yeah,
everyone agrees with the 1, 2, 3 every week.
That's it. Are you going off Dally M? Are you going off Channel 9? Or are you
Triple
going
M or
Yeah, well,
SEN.
it'd be Fox for sure that you're going off with some affiliation.
Oh, but that's it. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It starts to get a bit sketchy there. Otherwise, they've got to award their own player in the match, and that is the player that scored the most Supercoach points.
I'll go back to a game where I watched the Penrith. I think it was 2, 3 years ago, maybe. Paul Gallen was the Dally M judge. I was watching a lot of, because we were right there next
You got
to
the photo.
We were right there next to it, and I was watching a lot of that and the game, and a lot of time he was there on his phone. He wasn't even watching the fucking rugby league.
Yeah.
So for him to give out the Dally M votes after that is a joke, because they don't have time to go back and watch a replay and then give the votes the next day. They have to do it like within an hour or something after the game. So
Yeah.
it's a schmozzle.
Yeah.
It's pretty much popular guy. Yep, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point.
So yeah, it's a farce.
Oh,
All right. Takuri Ramika, sorry dude if I butchered that. He'd like to see a 5-point deduction for a failed captain challenge, 1 point deduction for a successful challenge, 2 points for a falcon either way, 2 points for a goosey that leads to a try, 3 points if they have a mullet. Get rid of the slimy loophole and a free trade during buy round. So yeah, that was a good one. I like that. Matty Meagh, Matty, hope you did well this year, mate. I reckon one-on-one strips should be awarded points unless they already are, and I'm unaware. I'd love for tackles to be worth more than 1 point, perhaps 2 points. I'd love to see more points for running meters too, just his thoughts. Try saving. This is from Wade Murphy again. Try saving tackles and intercepts.
Can we just elaborate on that one?
Yeah, that's it. I was actually that's a really good point about the hit ups, because you've only got hit ups under 8 meters, hit ups over 8 meters. But I think if you get past,
I'm happy for every 10 meters. Like if you go over 20, that's worth 3.
yeah,
If you go over 30, that's 4. 40, that's 5.
yeah, if
And
you
a
run the
point
length of the
every 10
field,
meters.
Yeah, if you run the length of the field but don't manage to get the try,
And if you
end up
do it-
getting 8 points anyway, because that's a pretty hectic run to have to do. I mean, it's the fullback's fault you got past in defence, in theory, so they shouldn't get anything for it. But if they manage to get back there, you know what I mean? Like the person who chases down that person should get the try saver as well.
Well, they definitely need more points Salt Bayed their way.
And I think for a dominant one-on-one tackle, 2 or 3 points.
Yeah, well, they come up here. Tackle with a loss of meters should be worth 2 points, and tackle causing error should be worth 3 points.
5 even. That's a big moment in the game.
Massive
Ooh,
game
I like
changer.
error with
that.
a tackle.
Tackle causing error.
And not 9 times
What
out of
about-
10
what
it
ab-
is due from that one man getting up under
I'm
the ball with
sure
his shoulder
Last
too.
year
So
or the year before, they introduced a scoring play that was force to scrum. Something like that.
yeah, there was
So
four
if you took
scrum
someone
points,
out
yeah.
or if you forced an error, you got a certain amount of points. I don't know if it's still there. I don't think it is. But yeah, that definitely has to be impacting Supercoach because it impacts the game hectically.
Well, yeah, and 9 times out of 10, like I was just saying, it is that one bloke getting up and under the ball. Like 2 men's normally the penalties blown,
Yeah.
even if there isn't hands in there because 2 men are in there and the ball's
But
coming
that's
out.
it. Even if there is 3 men in there and the ref calls knock on, don't give all them. Like, just reward that one guy who does that good shot, who forces the ball loose.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That was from James Christoph. Danny Sackle.
Exactly.
Post-try celebrations give an extra 2 points, which, you know what, I like that. I do like that because,
I would like to see more of the post-try celebrations.
well, this year, I didn't have a whinge this year because it was implemented. Obviously, something went out. Remember last year, I was heavily disappointed with the...
I was still heavily disappointed with Try July.
Yeah, but this
The
year...
Sharks were the only team to pretty much celebrate every single one of their tries.
Yep.
Every other team drop the ball, I think.
Yeah,
That month, you celebrate every single try you score, even if it's just nothing. Wipe your bum with the fucking football.
Yeah,
like just do something. Like
Yeah.
it's not hard.
And then 20 points for a halftime shoey. That was from Saxy. I like Saxy stuff. It's always good.
It's got to be alcoholic, but can't
Then-
be Powerade.
Then today I got these. I threw a question post up, just asking like where some people like went wrong and if they had anything. Shauno said one less centre wing and one more fullback position. Would anyone like that?
I think part of the game is finding that fullback that you can put in your wings.
I don't think your salary cap would like that.
Yeah.
Could you-
To be honest, I can't. I mean, I'd love to have 3 fullbacks, but sometimes that's why you have to get on someone because of that dual position thing.
The other day I thought I've seen something about 18th man as well, like having
Nope.
just an 18th man. Nah, gone. All right.
Sorry,
Nicholas Evenden said it's almost time to start talk Supercoach racing, and then James Rhodes said NBBL.
NFL
So-
starts soon, guys.
Let me just say
Jump on
this:
board the NFL with me.
BBL this year, Brado and Roscoe are going to continue on doing stuff on the website for everyone. So just keep an eye out there. The content will be still getting to the website. We'll work out how we're going to do it and stuff over probably Supercoach Racing. But yeah, we'll get back to you on that. But there's definitely going to be some content coming through the website and probably through
For BBL.
through the website and probably through the page. So just keep an eye out for that if you're keen on doing that. If anyone's keen on writing that with the boys through BBL and keen on doing some write-ups next year for the website, drop us a line and we'll get a hold of you. I'll go back to the questions drop. Now, Peter Elsery's biggest gripe is that it's almost impossible to make informed decisions during the round regarding changing your trade decisions and substituting players onto the field to win particular head-to-heads because of huge variations in later updates, rendering many of one's decisions ineffective. This cost me a grand final berth in which I would have won the money because I was, despite being 23 points ahead at the end of the semi-final round, after updates ended at equal scores and lost on the ranking rule. So they drew at the end of that, and because old mate was a higher rank, he got the chocolate.
If you've been bust with Candy's nuts, we'd all have Merry Christmas. Nah, I get what he's saying, but what can you do?
Like, you know what, at
Do you
the
want
end of
the
the day...
guys who scored Supercoach start at 4 o'clock on the morning on a Saturday night recounting games?
Oh, well, if they're getting paid to do it, why not?
Because they've obviously been scoring the games throughout the week, so they've got throughout that day. So they probably already got 6 hours under their belt. Do you want them to then go back and double watch?
Well,
Or do you
no,
want
but
new people to come straight in after they've watched the games up till 8 o'clock on Saturday, or 9:30 on Saturday, and then go back and re-watch the game and have it updated by Sunday morning?
No, I just get the drama that Thursday game gets updated pretty quick.
I get that, but what's
Sometimes.
the solution?
Don't
Hire more
know.
people,
Probably
make them work OT,
hire a couple more people, a couple more scorers.
have two people in there at once, so old mate scores the first game, and then the next fella scores the second game, while old mate goes back and scores the first game again.
I don't know. I don't know how
Give me
they're
a
gonna
job.
do it. Or what about more accurate scoring during the games also would help? Like sometimes some of these players are blowing up some big update scores, and some people aren't seeing it. Other people's are, but
Well, I think a lot of the time that comes back to that conjecture about the last pass try assist, or whether he's done enough to draw a defender or not to get that try assist, and that can be wishy-washy.
yeah. Righto, yeah. Well, that's all that.
Usually I find the most popular player ends up getting it. Plenty of that.
Yeah, it is.
I was just going to say, what would be something that you guys would change now to Supercoach? I know we covered a few things last week, but we got given a few good ideas there. Has it prompted anything else that
No, just what we touched on last week, like heavily. I've thought about it a lot especially since doing a podcast, because Supercoach has sort of become a lot more ingrained in my life since doing that. But just the defense goes unrewarded so much. Like all those things that we heard defensively, a try saver. Now you hear everyone say like, "Yep, try savers worth a try," but you probably can't give 17 points. But you could easily give it 10 or 12, like you said last week, which is easily everyone would easily say great points, because of the effort involved in the play. Like that, like I think it was James said, the dislodgement of the ball tackle, like, no one gets nothing for that. It's a nothing doing play. No one gets nothing for the one-on-one strip. Massive game-changing moments in Supercoach and in football, because
is it a
gives
forced error when that happens though? Isn't that scored?
I think they did have a score. I'm not sure if it still is. I don't know. I'd have to go through the key.
You want it, Louis, or am I looking?
But there's heaps of little things that's just me.
Well, no. I think if you look back at the start of Supercoach, it was probably a bit forward friendly, but it was even-ish.
Yeah.
But as time's gone on, they've upped the points for a try. They've upped the points for a try assist. They've upped the points for a line break assist. They've upped the points for a line break. They've added tackle bust. They've added offloads. They've added 40-20s. They've added all these attacking stats, but the defence is still 1 point for a tackle.
Yeah.
Well, why can't we upgrade the defensive side of the game as well? Why does it always have to be attacking shit that's rewarded?
Well, you see some players are just gun defenders, and what do they get a point?
Well, when these top teams play each other, and it's a 6-10 whatever scoreline, and there's no attacking stats, and it's a low-scoring Supercoach game, that's where the defensive side of it, you get your rewards. Because there's lots of try-saving tackles, there's lots of good one-on-one tackles, and shit like that, where defense should be rewarded more, but instead, because we're just attack-friendly Supercoach game, it's the highest score of 65. It's like, even it out a bit.
Yeah, well, there's so many, like, don't get me wrong, it's going to be, again, people are going to be up till 4 a.m. scoring shit like
and then
that
even
too.
have a try contribution. That's another one they've added too for the attacking side.
Yeah.
See, they've got the ineffective offload, which gives you points for trying
2
to
points
offload
for a shit offload and 4 points for a... I don't even know what they call a shit offload and a good offload.
I think it's just one.
Why is a shit offload something that you pass to the other team?
I think you get no
you
meters.
don't make any ground?
I think you get no
think it doesn't
meters.
go to a
So
player.
if you offload someone and they run 1 meter in front of you and then get tackled, is that an effective offload?
Yeah, because you still manage to offload the ball.
But is it really effective?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you judge that shit? I think it should just
effective offload
If
should
it
be a line
generates-
break.
If it generates second phase play off the tackle.
I think it should be if it generates second phase play, but not if you just take a hit up 1 meter pass and get tackled. You should have to either pass it on or make a little run or something after that offload.
I mean, that's it.
For it to be effective.
They may have their own rules and definitions. I mean, they'd have to be able to work it out.
I get it. Technically every offload's effective because you've drawn in defenders and you've got the ball away, so the defensive line's shortened.
Well,
But
provided the ball gets caught. If you
That's
throw the
it.
ball to nothing,
Well, they have.
right.
They also have to juice up the defensive side, because it's not like now you can take the points away from the attacking points.
No, and
Not with money.
It really is, but I mean, like, attackers lose points for ineffective tackles. So I think, for ineffective attack. So missed tackles, missed field goals, etc. You lose points. Errors, you lose points, but penalties conceded. But yeah, you're right. There's no reward for the attacking team if they force an error. And I mean, there'd have to be rules to it. So like a loose carry, when it gets deemed a loose carry, well, that's an error on that team's side. But if it gets, well, no, because when you get busted in, they call it a loose carry, don't they? So you couldn't go off that ruling.
no.
It's just a great tackle. Like 9 times out of 10,
I
it's,
suppose
they
when you watch the tackle, you can see if the defender,
Well, you can see if old mate's shoulders got in there and dislodged the ball, or if it's just come loose from
like
loose
literally a
carry
loose
or
carry,
whatever. Yeah.
Well, here's the key. Here's the key to this getting points. And why it should get points is you don't see it every set of 6. You know what I mean? You see it occasionally in a game.
I mean, and
Like,
it can
it's
be a
worthy
game
of
changer.
points, you know
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
what I was thinking.
Like,
You need points for a game changer, but how do you define a game changer? You know what I mean? Like, but you can see it when you're watching the game. That momentum shift, that one play, which then turns the tide for the team, and they start coming back. You see it every single weekend.
What's the difference between like a Victor Radley or something rushing up and forcing that mistake 10, 15 metres out from the opposition line when they're coming off, and someone kicking a 40-20 and getting down in the exact same field position?
Yeah, right. Like it literally.
They can both change the game at the exact same way. Like, just reward defence, guys.
it's got to be looked at anyway. At least discussed, I think. Like, there has to be a discussion somewhere.
Well, no. So what would you put in it? You would put in try savers. I like the idea of
If
well,
you
a
knock the ball
tackle that
loose,
results in negative meters, or a tackle that results in no meters gained.
or a
being
dominant
worth extra
tackle,
points.
one-on-one dominant tackle.
One-on-one dominant tackles, yes, for sure. Strips.
Try
'Cause
savers
ultimately
need to be
a strip is a
upped.
defensive move. You don't have the ball at that point.
Strip should be
It's
heavily
the
rewarded.
ultimate defensive
At
move when you
least
think
5
about
points
it.
for strips.
I think it's getting underdone. I think 5 points is piss poor for
Well,
that.
it literally is the ultimate
Piss
defensive
poor.
move you
Oh,
can do.
well, I'm saying at least.
If you get
I'd go 8 to 10
what do you get 8
personally,
points
but
for a line break? I'll give him
Line
8
break
points.
assist.
I'll give you 8 points for that because 9 times out of 10 you get that ball and you semi-break the line, and you don't get a line break for that.
yeah,
So it should be worth 8 points at least, at a bare minimum for me. It's a massive, massive play.
I agree.
And again, it's one of them plays you don't see every game. Only certain people can pull it off. Well, don't get me wrong, everyone can pull it off, but
Well, what was it? The 2019 grand final where Munster stripped Crichton late in the game. Secure victory pretty much for the Storm.
Yeah.
Massive play. Massive.
yeah, it's
And he
just-
would have got 0 Supercoach points for it. Cool.
But you know what? End of the day, massive, massive moment in football, and it's a moment that the people at Supercoach headquarters could probably go, well, look, that's a reward moment. There's plenty. If you tackle them inside the 8 metre mark, that's a 1 point.
Well, 2 points.
2
you
points,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
other point for their
Yeah,
hit up
yeah,
that
yeah.
they didn't get.
That's right. Yeah. So there's a lot of love that can be spread to the defenders, and it'll bring a lot back up into the game. And then don't get me wrong, next year it's going to be harder again to get a fielder squad because everyone will have more points. But again, it reopens up trying to find that way of jigging your team the best. So yeah, I just like it. It's a discussion that I know it probably fall on deaf ears. I don't know if anyone will ever hear it at Supercoach headquarters. Timmy, fucking
Yeah, you're the man, Timmy.
Get there, Timmy, bro.
Take the word in, take the idea, change the game.
yeah, you steal it, bro.
Yeah, take the credit. Do whatever you need to do.
Anyway,
Just get it done.
Let's talk a bit of Supercoach before we go to footy. If you had 2 trades left, now I've been talking to Toby. I was on the Supercoach Hub podcast last week. I forgot to say it on Tuesday. I was on there last Wednesday. Wow, very informative guys. I was on there with Supercoach Guns, and I was on there with Toby's Troops. Young Toby is coming 17th
Killing it.
this week. 2 trades left. Specifically plays overall. Doesn't really play head-to-head much. But has 2 trades left for this week. So put yourself in Toby's shoes. Sorry, Toby, mate. But put yourself in Toby's shoes. You got 2 trades to make. What do you do? How do you go for some points here, guys? Like, where are you going to look for it? Like, we
So-
do have a couple of tough matchups, but
He's got a pretty solid team. I mean,
I think an upgrade in the centre wing from either Toto or Tunga.
yep.
Granted, they're not, well, given they're not both playing this week, so I think you can upgrade them and probably give Tass a rest.
is Trell getting rested? Because Trell's going to be part of his
Nah.
17.
Trell will
squad.
play.
No,
Trell will
Trell's playing.
definitely play. He'll
He's just
definitely play.
Taking the week off.
He's just up Tari. He does that.
Refreshing, so could be a C option for Chill. Been up Taree, been up the bush, had a relaxing week. Come back, mind refreshed, body refreshed.
Like they said on, we
New
were watching.
game, old opposition, old club.
We were watching 360 before we come out here, and I don't know if you were in there for when this was brought up, but the bush boys just love the bush. Like, they have to get back to the bush. Like, the city's a bit much. I like, my missus is a little bit country, you know what I mean, and it's sometimes this big city's a bit much.
But I don't think I could handle even living in the city full time, and I don't even come from the bush.
Yeah, it is. It's very mind toll. It takes a toll on the mind to be City if you're not embraced in there.
Yeah, fair call.
So yeah, your trades. What are you doing? Where are you going? You're just getting upgrading Targo or Toto.
Well, that's it. Look, a week like this, I mean, what's the game that you're going to go for to go pick a random spine player?
I like the
Yeah.
Raiders again. Jack White and Hudson Young, Rapana, that left edge. They continue to crack on.
I don't mind it either.
I'd hedge my bets with Parramatta.
To roll Melbourne.
Pardon? Well,
You got to think Supercoach.
yeah.
You got to think Supercoach. Like, you don't really score much points against Melbourne. That's why we sat. People talked about
You
sitting.
don't really score much points against Penrith either, and both times they've managed to lay it on.
Yeah, I'm just.
Parramatta are a wild card. Look, I'm just saying, right?
It's
What's
a
the
mass
one team
gamble.
that I look at here? Because I've got Toby's team in front of me, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, well, okay, if Trell's playing, then you've got fullback covered. Drinky might get a rest depending on the outcome of that game. You guys were saying earlier, so yeah, I'd hedge my bets if Parramatta's playing for it. It's at home at Combank.
What are his backs there?
I don't know. He's got Manu, Toto, Ronaldo, Dewey, and Tass.
Look at your theory that if Parramatta are playing for it, all good, but what is Melbourne just turned up to make up numbers?
No, of course not.
That's what I mean. Like,
I mean, they're not going on mass.
I'd be
restions 'cause they're
looking
trying to
at-
make the top four
I'll
as
be
well.
looking at teams that have put the queue in the rack, like the Manlys, the Knights,
Tigers, Warriors.
the Dogs versus
Dogs
Manly.
have got Manly, but is it going to be a high scoring
That's
affair?
the
Is it going to be a
problem, yeah.
slugfest? Like,
Knights versus Sharks. I mean, you've already got Nico. Who else do you go from the Sharks? You've already got Mulatalo. Who do you go?
Lockie Miller.
Lockie Miller.
super pod.
Yeah.
Does he have Greg Marju there? Was talking Greg
He does
Marju.
not have Greg Marju
Was
there.
talking Greg Marju last week. I like Greg Marju this week as
Warriors
well.
against the Titans. Warriors are
Um,
playing at Mount Smart though.
I just like Greg Marju's attitude. We've all talked about before. He's a super coach friendly guy.
He
He's
is.
might be defensive. Again, there's a thing with defence that you only lose how many points from missed tackle con? -1. So he might not be great for the Titans, but he's not bad for Supercoach if he's missing them tackles.
So that's possibly another thing you could look at. If
Two-pointer.
you one-on-one miss a direct tackle that leads to a line break or a try, maybe you should be punished more than 1 point.
Like a 5-pointer,
Well,
3-pointer.
old mate's just scored 27 plus 10 points for the try and the line break he's gone past you with. So
Hey, and this could be why we don't have the defensive scoring in there because it can become a slippery slope.
well,
One player
obviously
could
that
stand to
one
lose.
can be open to, but the other ones I think are pretty foolproof.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, depending, at a certain point you start to go, well, hold on, I'm adding 4 or 5 points here, and I'm subtracting 4 or 5 points here, depending on what's happened, and over the course of a game.
Then we don't do that when they score tries or they make errors or concede penalties
Yeah, but you're not going
or
to.
kick it dead.
Yeah, but
Well, if I'm Toby, because I'll bring it back to topic. If I'm if I'm Toby, I'll probably jump on Rapana, or I'll jump on Marju, or I'll jump on anyone else we miss. No, that's
No, I was just looking through. I was trying to find something and I forgot what I was trying to find.
yeah. So yeah, I'd be looking at definitely strengthening me backs.
well, he's got Ches there. It's a question of how do you do that? Do you enough Ches for cash and then upgrade Toto or Tungo to
Well,
one, or do you try and I don't know. How much
Ches is
cash
only worth 460k.
Yeah, but if you're juicing him for enough, that's 250k
No.
straight in the bank.
I think you're hoping to have money in the bank and
The Toto you can juice to just about anyone, but then that's it. Who's your target?
I'm
Val would be my go-to in this team, but there's a chance Val gets rested if Parramatta do win.
well, I'm going Gus to Hudson Young and either Tunga or
Gus
Toto.
against his old team?
Either Tunga or Toto to Rapana or Val if he plays.
I'm not going against Gus against the Rabbitohs. It's his old team, bro.
No.
No way.
Yeah.
You have a blinder. Brand new stadium. Roosters are out to win it.
Possibly. He might get 9.5 fingers out of 10, but I'm backing him not to.
Well, that's a good segue,
Yeah.
Juzzy, into the next question. What will be the games of the round this upcoming week?
Oh,
It's
Thursday night, Para v Storm.
I think there's a couple of juicy ones on offer. Like they might not be spectacles like we seen the other night, but I think there's a couple of good games on offer.
Dragons, Broncos. I mean, anything could happen. Broncos seem defeated.
Roosters, Rabbits,
Yeah.
clearly game around for
Yeah.
me.
You think game of the round?
Yeah,
I
if,
mean-
if they both turn up with the attitude and intensity that I hope they turn up with,
Brand new
absolutely.
stadium and full teams, like you know.
I
finals
can
on
see
the line.
I can see Melbourne Para being just as good a spectacle.
Does this
Yeah, 100%.
Does this game give the Roosters? I know they're already above. That's all good. So this game works out. Like, can the Rabbitohs jump up to where the Roosters are on the ladder? Can they finish above the Roosters?
yes.
Is this game for pride?
No,
I think it's if we beat them by 30 points or something like that.
the Roosters can jump up to 5th if
Yeah.
they win and Parramatta lose,
Yeah.
and the Rabbitohs can also jump up to 5th if they win and Parramatta lose. If
Para win,
Para win,
it's null
they
and void.
they stay 6th and 7th, and they play each other. It's just a matter of where.
Actually, I might just jump in here because I saw a comment on Facebook. Where was it? Richard Allen. If Eels win, how many Roosters and Rabbitohs players get rested? Because then,
Well, that's See, that's the other thing. A lot does hinge on that game.
Yeah,
Like a lot hinges on that game.
but
I don't think Roosters, Rabbitohs. It's got to be a spectacle. They can't do a mass resting of players. It's the brand new stadium. They can't do that.
I
It's
don't
a-
think that matters, mate.
No,
to be
it
honest.
does. It's a sellout.
I don't think that matters.
It's at
At the end of
NRL
the
headquarters,
yeah,
boys.
but
Well, at the end
you've
of the day,
also got to make sure your team's not burn out for the final. Some of your
that's it. Do you want a spectacle in round 25 of the regular season when
Spectacle
not
for
much
the
is
grand
on,
Final.
or some time throughout the final series?
Yeah.
Let me tell you this much: if the grand final's in Sydney, they'd much rather a
Right.
fucking Roosters
At
than a.
the end of the day,
Melbourne.
they've already
you
named
know?
their 22-man squad. So, worst case scenario is they can take out 5 big stars, which still leaves them pretty decent teams.
But
Obviously not what the people have brought their tickets to turn up
Exactly.
to fucking see, but
you got to pay the following week an extra.
at the end of
$80.
the day,
You're talking
let's
like
let's just everyone
Who's
cheer on Melbourne. So everything else is irrelevant. So everyone's still got fucking everything to play for. Let's go Storm.
I think Storm win anyway. Personally, that's
Oh,
me.
I think so too. But
Yeah, I just think there's so much hinging on that game, and lucky it's early because if that was a Sunday afternoon game,
well, it'd be better. 'cause
Everyone
then
would have to
It
play,
wouldn't
yeah.
matter. Yeah.
everyone would have to play.
But
on
what
the
worries
series.
me is the Storm and the Roosters last week. Like, they got to be a little bit depleted. From
Well,
that
after
game.
taking that on.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you can't play a game like that and not feel the effects next week.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
it
you
was an
you know
epic
what?
game.
I'll be honest with you, but like, you can because they have to, man.
says the professional rugby league player. No. But you do. You notice it.
I get that, you have to, but
You notice when teams have tough games. Sometimes the next week, like that, they might still go all the way, but you can sometimes see the effects of fatigue and just the little things that like, oh, okay, maybe a couple of blokes just carrying niggles or something like that, or
Well, that's for me. That's what will. The Roosters will be the ones coming from the bottom of the 8th, so they will be having this massive. They have to be up for weeks and weeks. Do you know what I mean? So this week, if Storm does win, no, I mean if Para does win, then I can see Teddy sitting down for a week. I can see Latrell getting a rest. There'll be key people getting rest for them ready for week 1 finals.
I
Like,
would.
but they'd have to. They have to, man. Like Teddy's already been up since Origin. You
Well,
know.
Teddy's Teddy, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
I get what you're saying, but I don't think you have to worry about Teddy.
it's a long time to be up.
I'd probably be more rested if he Weir Hargraves, maybe Sam Verrills.
Probably career best form, but
Who?
for Hargraves.
Absolutely.
Like,
But I don't want him to go out and do something stupid against the Rabbitohs and get suspended for the final series.
Oh, that
I'm
can
happy
go
for
either
him
way.
to sit down,
Nah.
That can
take
go
a
either
rest,
way.
bro,
They've
take a
got-
chill
But
pill.
it's a liability.
They've got Latrell and a
So,
Cody
yeah,
Walker.
that's what I mean,
Who
saying
you'd
that
much rather
I'm-
sit.
Well, I'm resting both of those too.
Me too, man. If that's what needed to be done.
Yeah, if I can't play Canberra week 1, I'm resting.
So, yeah, that's where Supercoach is at this week. A lot hinges on that game.
Big time.
In our opinion, anyway. We might be wrong, but
Possibly.
I don't think so. Yeah. All right. Any matchups you see an upset in this week? Like, is there a possible upset game? Like, can Manly do the Dogs? Could the Knights do the Sharks?
No, the Knights doing the Sharks. Unless the Sharks end up doing mass rest. But
All right. Can the Rabbitohs do the Roosters? Sorry, Louis.
Yes.
yeah,
You
no,
think they can?
I
look-
honestly think they can too.
And look, historically, it's just like when Roosters and Eels play. South in the past 5-6 games have won every single time. Just like against the Eels, we've won every single time in the past 5-6 games. Don't know what it is, but
They turn up to play.
yeah, just in that rivalry, yeah, and especially with,
Well,
as you
since-
said, with such a big game last week, and they won't have Radley, they won't have Tupou,
Won't have
Lindsay
Collins.
Won't have
Lindsay Collins. I think South will get up.
Well, so like since that game in like 2009 or 2019 or 18 when they beat yous right on the buzzer and then yous come back and beat them right on the buzzer with an 8-ray try later on in the season. That was the last time they beat yous.
I believe so.
Yeah.
When I looked at the history earlier today, and yeah, the last I think 4 or 5 games we've won each one.
Look, new stadium. It's Roosters' home ground. Rabbitohs are contesting for it to be their home ground and everything as well. There's a lot going on.
That shit ain't happening.
But in that clubland aspect leading up to this game, that Book of Feud stuff.
And
Man.
you can guarantee there's going to be a lot more South fans at the stadium than Roosters. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure, but
I'll guarantee that.
yeah.
Yeah, there's about 6 Roosters people. Maybe 7.
40,000 lifetime members though.
Yeah, but they don't leave their fucking
Yeah,
Bondi
yeah.
mansions and shit.
That's it.
Why would you?
Not going to snub it with the slum.
There's no helipad at the ground. They all can't get dropped off. Sorry if you're in eastern suburbs, huh?
No, we're not.
No, I'm not. We get a fucking train. Anyway, so yeah, like footy, man. What do you just want to talk footy? Anything? Oh, no, you were talking earlier, like judiciary stuff. Like, is it do we need a reel in the off season of that? Like, should that be looked at in the off season for footy? Like,
Should they just take an off season themselves at NRL HQ?
We just had
and not
one.
Too much.
yeah, but it didn't work.
No, clearly.
Clearly, no one's on the same page. Same as the bunker, same as match review committees. I think everyone needs to like a ballpark figure before they go to
Well,
work.
even the referees on field and the bunker can't agree. You see times there where the referee gives his opinion and the bunker's just like, yep, no, this. And for some reason, the on-field referee has to listen to this goose in the fucking bunker. Oh, why can't the on-field referee have the final call? He's the one
basically-
there. He's the one getting the
Yeah.
flow of the game. He's the one fucking adjudicating every single other ruling. Why should this douchebag in the fucking box come in for one call and go, yep, nah, he wasn't held and he passed the ball? Like, the ref caught him held. You heard the ref call him held.
But the ref referred to the bunker, so the ref
Adam
wants that.
G.
No, it's captain challenge usually when this shit happens.
Oh,
Adam,
yeah.
Adam G did a call in the bunker the other night, and he went back, and like I don't know exactly what's going on, but what's shown on screen, as far as I'm concerned, is what needs to be established to ask the viewer and the audience and everyone there at the ground as to what's going on, because you can't see exactly what's happened. Everyone turn their head and watch the screen. You know what I mean? Try and figure out what's going on. You've got no commentary, so you've got to work it out your best, right? I personally think the ref's mic, when referring to the bunker and talking, should be broadcast over the stadium, right? Because you hear it on the broadcast with TV, but you don't hear it if you're at the stadium, and it's essential. You need to know what's going on.
What, so you only hear the video ref, you don't hear the actual on-field ref?
No, you don't even necessarily hear the video ref
Well,
adjudicating, depending on what stadium you're at.
Yeah, well, that,
depending on what's
That's
that.
it.
But as
If
far as
you
I'm
had-
concerned, it's a game day experience thing, and
I
it
get,
needs
but
to-
not all stadiums have the same facilities. You can't expect
they've all
that.
got PAs. They've all got the ability to broadcast. They do. They've all got screens and stuff set up. Wherever an NRL game is played, it's part of the NRL.
Well, there's
It's
the,
broadcast. Therefore, it needs to. Even the country games, believe me, it's not that hard.
here's your thing. They have a thing called rabbit ears or game day ears that
Yeah,
they
but they're
sell
like
for
80
20.
bucks, bro.
Yeah, well there you go. That's why.
Well, you
Because
know,
can
at
hear
the big
everything on that.
stadiums, you can hear all the refs, what the refs saying, what the
Yeah, don't
Bunker's
get
saying.
me wrong. And you hear the difference sometimes in the broadcast too.
well, you hear everything in the broadcast.
Yeah.
On TV, you hear what the refs going up there for, what the bunker said. Hey mate, can you go up and challenge this? Check this, please. He's like, yep. Hey bunker, can you check this? What you just told me to check? It's like, why can't the fucking bunker just check it? Are you telling him to check?
But Adam G did a
Frustrating
call in the
sometimes.
bunker the other night where, to me, the viewer, he showed absolutely everything that happened, inch by inch. He went, here's where you can see the ball's up. Here's where it crosses the line. You can see it's the same frame. And not every bunker official seems to do it that way, but when they do it that way and they just really lay it out for you exactly, especially like a contentious decision over a try or a no try or something like that, really, really appreciate it as a viewer of the game.
I'm a massive G fan on and off the field. I love his stuff. I think he's good.
Yeah, like straight up. Well,
Fuck your Kleins, fuck your Suttons.
I heard him in the bunker the other night and I saw like the actual adjudication and I was just like, perfect. Because sometimes, exactly what you're referring to, I'm going to throw Ashley Klein under the bus here because I've seen him do it a few times in the bunker.
He's horrible.
And it might be Cummins as well, but you see some outrageous calls from the bunker where they go up and it's just like, whoa, hold on, what's going on? And you're coming back here and stuff like that. It's just like, what's going on here? It feels like sometimes there's an element of management of the game too.
I think it's just incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they could deliberately try and fix the game if they tried. They're fucking that useless.
They're scared. Most of them have got fear. There's only about 2-3 refs that don't have fear, and I think it comes down to the media and the social
What do you
media
think of the new
slang.
Ranger?
I like him.
He's okay.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, right.
Luke Thompson, Luke something, is it?
Not sure.
Who cares? It's
Luke
ginger.
Parker?
Nah,
It's ginger
Google
guy.
You got a phone?
Something.
just call him
What
Big.
we're going to do? NRL ringer ref?
Just call him
Yeah.
big
I
red.
can guarantee you put that into Google straight up. Here we go. Put that into Google, and if he doesn't come up as the picture, I'll be surprised.
No, I like him. He's good. I do like Andrew G as well. You know what? They seem to understand the grey area. You know what I mean? Like when someone's not going to be an effect on a play.
I think Atkins is the best.
Grant,
Atkins is, yeah, he's number one for me. And then I got G, Ranger behind, Klein's useless, Cummings, not, yeah, whatever. Chris Sutton's better than Gerard, but they're both Suttons.
Yeah.
Can't find old mate, but
It is very odd how
Todd Smith? I think that's him.
it's very odd how one family managed to get so much power in the NRL refereeing system. It seems like a lot, doesn't it? When you've got like 2-3 brothers involved in it.
Yeah, well, it started out as just Bernard. He was just a referee, and there was no one else. There were no other Suttons. And then Bernard got, I think, the top gig as referee's boss. And all of a sudden, Gerard's refereeing all the big games within a few years. And now Chris is coming through, but I like Chris. He's all right.
All right.
Right, what else we got?
I don't know. Berg's got his list over there.
Lou, mate, you got anything
Yeah, got
to
a
digest?
Well, we've got a round 24 recap, Studs and Duds by Brad Smith, by the legend himself.
Bradley.
Let's have a reach through this, shall we?
Why not a reach around, Louis?
Yeah. Beat me to it, Con.
Sorry.
First of all, Studs. Obviously, King Gutho, or as you can see in the title of this video, Queen Gutho, we like to call him. Scoring 159. Apparently, there's 140 people that traded him out, which that's going to hurt. Also, AJ Brimson went big with 139, and IPAP proving again why he's one of the most popular forwards with a 123. Also another one, Jordan Rapiner, who we've touched on before tonight, getting a 120.
Rapana's got tons in him, mate. You know what I mean? Like, Rapana's a gun. He really is.
Even if you want to completely pot on, Sebastian Cruz loves to try.
Yeah.
He's not a big fan of passing when he can see that line semi-open.
Yeah. Sorry, Louis, continue on.
Yep. Dan Gagai, again, got 123, which I think that came from probably the last 15 minutes when he got multiple line breaks and stuff when they were down a man after Titans got... Was it Brian Kelly, I'm pretty sure, got sent off for that... Sin bin for that throw. For that throw on Dom Young. Who else? Hudson Young also getting 111. And as Brad says, he's one of the informed forwards at the moment.
Between him and Sean Lane, if you've had them for the last probably 5 weeks, you are killing it. Like, they've been way up there, the pair of them. And at the start of the year, I don't think I mentioned either of them.
I had them both.
Yeah, you've had them both. Yeah, sold them both too. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, you also had Sean O'Sullivan, Tino also cracked 100. Sean Lane, Jerome Hughes, Brian To'o, and Nikora. A shining light in what was a bludger of a game. Definitely.
He's definitely another option this week as well.
Yeah,
For,
yeah, good pod option.
I believe I actually saw someone comment in the Facebook chat as well.
Yeah.
On Nikora. Duds. Oh, Val Holmes. What's going on? 41. You know what went on? We played South. We're just better.
yeah, they scored 10 points.
Yep. Reid Money. He's fallen off this year, hasn't he, compared to last year?
Big time.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Reid.
Like, his base is down and his attacking stats just totally dried up.
Is that cause you think he's going somewhere else, or is he ultimate professional? Or?
No, I don't think it's got anything to do with him going somewhere else. I think team's just under him now.
Yep.
Ola Kuatu. As Brad said here, the whole Manly team really realistically should be listed.
Yeah.
But given his big ownership, 30. Ola Kuatu is not the best. Cherry Evans getting a 29.
That's
for
it.
all those that traded in Cherry Evans for Cleary.
In an ideal world, in the last probably month, you wouldn't be playing these guys. If you had trades, you probably would have flicked them. If you didn't, you wouldn't be playing them unless they were a last resort. I know Alquatu put in 2 good weeks. The last 2, this was a dud week, but yeah, you'd try and avoid playing all Manly players at this rate.
Yeah. We also had Cam Munster with dismal 26.
What a beast.
Adam Reynolds getting 6.
Knocked out.
Yeah. Ben Hunt, he went off early, I'm pretty sure.
Gone by 8th minute.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ben Hunt getting 11.
Now, here's just to stop you there. Young Dukes. Head-to-head grand final for a pretty decent cashy against his housemate Mitch. And he goes to mad pod play of selling Jerome Hughes for Benny.
What?
90-point turnaround.
Cost him?
I think he crept home. Just.
Wow.
He would have been shooting himself though, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was tight. I think it did come back to updates and stuff, but yeah, Duke's got him in the end, I think.
Yeah, and last but not least for the Duds, Sean Johnson, who holds the record for the most appearances on the Duds list with a 3. Juicy 3.
Knock me over with a feather.
Ouch.
Pod play of the week, Gutherson owners. Especially anyone who captained him.
Yeah.
You know, What a ballsy play and
Not many,
came out.
if any.
Wouldn't have been many. PPM star of the week, Kickow. Over 11 times this year, he scored over 1 point per minute, and he did it again, getting 102 in 70 minutes.
Well, he does this on a Sunday, probably pre-update.
Somehow, Brado's team, Hopper's Finger, got some wins this week, thanks to a last-minute decision to swap tasks for Moga.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Moga's been going
Besides that,
alright. Moga's been doing
Past few
very.
weeks, he's got a few good scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for me.
What do you
Thanks
got
again for Brad for that.
Yeah, thanks again, Brad and Ross. All years run the ball up hard for us, so we really can't thank you enough, boys. It's been and the content's great. Like if you really go back and have a look, Brad's hit the nail solid 80% of the time, solid. So it's good information. He does his work, you know.
Definitely, nah. Thank you guys, and if you come see me, I reckon I can thank you enough.
Another one of them, mate. You got any live questions there, Louis? Again, liveys, thank you guys that have tuned in every week to watch us and that. We can't thank you guys enough as well.
Absolutely, everyone has tuned in all year, live.
Yeah, listen on the
live.
thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway you like anyway you listen. Yeah, we can't thank you enough for giving us the year we have. You know, we get the questions off the guys, and we get inquiries through the week that sometimes trigger our agendas. So, thank you, Louis. Thank you for coming on board this year. We put the call out this year.
It's been a pleasure.
You came straight round, so that was awesome as well. We can't thank you enough as well, man. Appreciate all your efforts this year. Sometimes we know it's hard to learn the tech. Trust me, I can't learn my phone. So, yeah, Juzzy, love your work, lad. Con, you too, bruz.
Cheers, mate.
It's been a pleasure, boys. Supercoach season drawing to a close. I mean, for us, it's pretty much over. We're not in overall contention whatsoever. Congratulations.
I won big last week from me if I score about
million.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about 70,000, but
Good luck.
Million to get you there.
Game could glitch on the weekend.
Double captain. Could you double captain and get home? No.
Speaking of,
I need to captain my whole team.
captains, boys, who are you captaining this week? With your final captaincy of the year, your final vice, looking at the roundup, let's just go over that again. We got Paris Storm, Dogs Manly, Roosters Rabbits, Warriors Titans, Dragons Broncos, Cowboys Depleted Panthers, Knights Sharks, Tigers Raiders.
I will be going with Val if Melbourne win.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Trell. I'm thinking going Trell.
I'll be keeping an eye on that one, Louis, just in case things don't go that way. But yeah, I don't mind that either. In saying that, either Teddy or Trell, I think they're both up for big games.
See, I forgot. Trell's up against his old team, so he's got a point to prove there as well.
Yeah, and you know what?
And his teammate in Teddy.
He's been the form fullback for the past since he's come back. Really, not many have outscored him. If not, they definitely haven't out-averaged him.
Well, I think he's leading the NRL in line break assists right now.
He's a weapon.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, we knew Troll was a weapon.
Yeah.
But this rehab's done him a whole lot of good by the look of it.
Oh, he went to America and she come back trimmer than I think I've ever seen him. So
focus and learn how to train in a different way from what we've got here. Like, you know what their sports systems are like in the US. They're insane. Look at their professional sport, NFL.
I don't know. I think they just sent him to the foremost expert on hamstrings.
Yeah.
And he's some yank dude. But yeah.
Because there's a market for it over there. You know what I mean? Because American sports is massive, massive, massive money.
Well, apparently he taught him pretty much how to re-walk. So, everything there up, and then obviously he's come back with a totally different mental attitude.
Yeah.
His physique's different, and he just looks happy.
Yeah, he does, man. And in years gone by, I don't think you've seen that.
Never.
Yeah, I'm here to play footy, you know. It's more of I'm here to play footy.
Usually, yeah, when he went for an obligation earlier on in his career, it was more sorry for an interview. It was more like an obligation. Now he's happy. He's chilled. We're the entertainers. Look at me. Come watch me play.
What game
love
of
it.
the round do they play, actually? What game is that? Is that third game? So that's a
Friday
VC.
night.
With the outs, especially if you've got some Penrith. Oh, no, it doesn't work because they play early too.
No, they don't. They play late. They play Saturday night.
So, yeah, with the Penrith, you could look at the VC loop with Trell. I think Trell's probably a good VC loop just because of the matchup. It's a tough matchup. So, I think I'd like to have a look rather than just balls up on him. Up to you, though. If you've got the numbers and don't want to run an AE or whatever, but for me, I'd probably VC him and go into someone at the Sharks. Or, so who's the Tigers playing, sorry?
Raiders.
Someone at the Raiders, or even...
Rapiner. Would you put a big balls captain on Rapiner?
You could the Cowboys.
Broncos.
The Cowboys are the other ones too. If they play a full strength side against there's some Jersey flaggers and all I heard in there. There's some youngsters in there. So for me, a team of grown men should thump them.
Most of them are the reserve grade and they just won the premiership, the minor premiership or whatever in their division, but they've been playing against the second or third best NRL team all year. So it's a totally different ball game.
You remember yourself when they used to come back from 20s. They'd come up from 20s and they go, oh, he's a child prodigy, and you go on, you didn't hear him again. Because it's totally different sport. Like, yeah.
Much like those English backs.
You look at the 20s, mate, 50-point games. Yeah, old mate scoring 5 tries, but the defence wasn't there. 30-year-old bloke that's been smashing blokes and been getting smashed since he was your age is just going to rip your faces. It's good to watch. It's a hard knock. It's good to watch.
So what are you saying? Panthers have a chance of not winning this weekend?
I just feel for
No.
the sake of Penrith, just a couple of them will be ego driven, you know. They don't want to go out against a full strength cows. They're hoping that Parramatta win.
Well, I just feel bad for the debutants. I know Penrith deserve to rest their players and whatnot, but these debutants are now just being thrown a jersey willy-nilly. They haven't feel like they've earned their debut. They're getting thrown up against one of the best teams in the NRL. I think it's a bit unfair.
Yeah, it is. They're going to get...
I
they're
mean,
defensively
look,
sound.
It could be, but also if they are doing this chartered flight, they might be taking a bunch of their family. It's very much a community club. It's a lot of local juniors in there as well.
Yeah.
So it might be a whole thing of, you know what? Nah, your boys are all going to go play in the big time. And like that's it. They might be like, look, this is your first opportunity for a game. We've got a real good team at the moment, but people are constantly moving through and going, and this is your chance to start playing footy.
That's right. I feel like I'd be a bit besmirched maybe, because I'd want to earn that first grade jersey, not just be handed it because
No, but they've
a
done
bunch
that
of other
through
players
reserve
been
grade
rested.
throughout the year. This
But
is
obviously
their
they
chance to go
haven't.
out and show the world what they can do. You know, because no one watches New South Wales Cup. Like, realistically, it's not the NRL. Whereas this is their first time on TV. One of those blokes is going to be interviewed after. Be Mitch Kenny, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look, it is a bit of an odd situation, but
Look,
I mean, I don't feel like they haven't earned it.
No, I just feel it takes away a bit. from
Good
their-
luck to them. Good luck to them.
Yeah, I hope they absolutely kill it. And
That's
they
it.
do.
Remember the young Knights? Remember the baby Broncos?
No, I remember
Sometimes a bunch of kids,
Burton and a lot of the Panthers in the last couple of years too.
like, sometimes a bunch of kids can have a hell of a lot to prove, man. They are the future. And, like, you forget that sometimes. Like, let's wait and see what happens. Like you said. Like,
But-
I'm going 30 plus.
They haven't been sprinkled in with an NRL team. It's just pretty much the reserve grade teams being
you're right.
thrown
They
up
don't
to
have that
NRL
experience
level.
out there very much
And
to
it's like,
guide
good
them.
luck, guys.
Like, they've got a bench hooker out there to guide them. You know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying. They don't have, some of those cool heads. Those 30-year-old blokes, the ones that are on your side, that'll sometimes step up and go,
Not
"No."
just that.
Well, we look
through
today.
it.
They
The
haven't
oldest
got
ball's
any.
27.
Who's that?
Fisher Harris or
Fish.
Kigow.
and
Yeah, they're all
Okay,
trained.
so they've still got their big boys out there
Yeah,
to
like-
guide the team around.
No, they're not playing.
Oh,
But I'm just saying, like, their
Just in
oldest
general,
player's
that-
30. Like,
yeah.
yeah, they're a young team.
Yeah, RP'd be their oldest.
and he's
He
moving on
got.
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a young side. It's a good young side too. Like, let's be realistic.
Like I said, this is their chance to show the world what they got. And I mean, it's a tough test if they are fighting a full strength Cowboys.
But yeah, I'd be looking at a captain in there. I'd be looking at a captain in the Sharks game. If you maybe wanted to pod on with the Dogs versus Manly just after what they've been throwing up.
Which one?
Both. But yeah, I wouldn't trust anyone in there, to be
That's
realistic.
it. Good work, Bex.
I would go R2, cheeky VC.
Nah. But way too much fucking drinking that day. But yeah, nah, I'd be definitely looking, especially if you're up there. If you're up there like Toby, I'd be probably maybe looking for that pod. Like Nico showed last week, he wasn't the highest scorer in the team, even though it was a bludger of a game. There's other guys out there. You don't have to necessarily go with the grain this week. I think this is the week to, especially if you can get to third, I'd be trying to find a bit of a pod captain.
Well, I think a lot of people might have been hurt last week with the Panthers playing so early and nobody wanting to just BC a kick out or a May or something like that. They just BC it, play it safe, and then they didn't really go big enough to worthy to loop.
Well, what I
And
lose?
then that was, yeah, he did, and took away either Latrell or Hines, which a lot of people did captain. So in the end, it was a great move. Or if you threw the C straight out there, he
Yeah.
wouldn't have copped DCE's 26, poor bugger.
And yeah, you end up losing that one to
So,
Scotty Scorpions. Got up again this year.
Oh,
He
see,
did.
I told
I know.
you.
2K coming Scotty's way.
He knows his shit, Scotty. So
He does, man. That's 2 years in a row he's taken out.
our top one.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. Like, he knows what he's
Oh,
doing.
did he do it last year?
Yeah,
too?
man. He's gone back to back.
Ah.
yeah.
Congratulations, Scotty. Killing it. Good work,
Jazzy's
dude.
got a ring for you, Scotty.
Well, yeah, I'll have to get on to Supercoach rings. And
Oh, yeah, that too.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey,
Oh,
we've
God.
gone there already. It's past 9 o'clock. We're sweet. If your kids aren't in bed, well, bad parenting.
So you should have learned a long time ago. The smart ones did and told us. I don't listen to you guys while the kids are in the car.
No way.
What are you talking about?
Not the way he carries on.
Yeah.
Where'd you find him? Navy building. See? Shit like that.
All right, what else we got, guys? Is that it?
No, we're
Wrapping it up?
finishing on that.
Oh, look at that.
Got a
Yeah.
couple of questions on the live.
Oh.
With a couple of questions. Mark Vowles,
Bowsy!
Skid mark.
as ever. Thanks for commenting, mate. Evening champions sitting around the 8K mark. Got Cook and Edwards out. Still have 3 trades.
Oh,
Still
Bowsy.
have 3 trades.
Do you have a boost, bro? What's the point?
He didn't need him. He was obviously tracking nicely.
Got enough cash to go to Grant and Gutho, or should I target pods and try and get high up the rankings? This is my best finish so far. Cheers, lads, for a top year. Big shout out to Roscoe and Smitty too.
Yes,
Good work,
Bowsy.
bro.
Pot on, brother. Reuben Cotter. And I don't know if Rapana's available, but if you can substitute and get Rapana or Sebastian Chris. If not, fullback only, go Savage.
Ooh.
There you go. Heard it here first.
Oh.
Ooh. And Bowsy, don't forget if you are listening and watching, Bowsy does do drifting. He's a
Sorry, Lockie Miller.
pro drifter. So check out Bowsy's stuff. I like watching the drifts. It's good.
Does a good skid mark.
Does. What else you got there, Louis?
We have Sean O'Veirat.
Sean,
Uh,
Had a good year, Sean.
was cracking legends. Won 2 out of 4 grand finals. Bloody Munster cost me a bottle of Jack's versus my mate in 1 league.
Well done on the 2. Sucks on the jack, but 50-50's not bad.
Hopefully you're in for some cash. Make up for that.
Pay for that Jax.
Paul Pullman Cannon thanks us for all the great advice.
No, thank you,
Thank
Paul
you,
Man.
Paul Man.
Man.
He also says we look like we're just about to go on a long holiday.
We need it. Now, just touching on Pullman and that, they do run the hub, Supercoach Discord, SC hub on the Discord.
They're on another level.
They are.
Let's just establish the people that are in there. Like, we can't even figure out how to use the Discord, and we've got 4 blokes in this room. If you know how to use Discord and you do Supercoach, you got to go get on Supercoach Hub, because it's where everyone who knows Supercoach in and out and live and breathe it go to chat about Supercoach with other like-minded people.
Well, it's not yet.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Is it only Bergs that's tried this Discord?
Well, look, I've loosely tried. Like, it's set up like an internet forum board. If you can figure it out, it's pretty straightforward. But it's just like, I don't know. I've just never really used it.
I tell you how fucked I am with it every week. No one goes, oh, no.
No.
It's yours next year. Then you can
Straight
have
up,
the
if
Discord.
you can use Discord,
You
then
like
you
the
should definitely.
Discord's where you're at. I'm telling you, you appreciate Discord and the Discorders. Gregory will get bad, but
Gregory can't use Discord.
just on the Discord, it also has BBL section. I'm pretty sure there's racing. The boys cover everything. Like, they are on top of everything. They got some great minds in amongst the group, they just I really recommend it if you're Supercoach.
Peter Elsa. Peter Elsa as a couple. First of all, I wonder who will be playing Panthers in grand final. Roosters. I reckon Roosters. Panthers, Roosters grand final.
This New South Wales Cup one. Because Storm Roosters playing in the NRL GF.
I don't mind that. I think the Roosters make it. I'll put it to you that way. Storm Penrith can battle it out to see who gets there.
Yeah, no, I think Penrith will. Where was our second one? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Crichton to win the grand final off an intercept wayward pass from Munster. You heard it here, folks.
Who's that from?
Peter Elsa again.
So he thinks it's going to be...
So Panthers fan.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Mad Panthers fan, bro.
I thought he was talking Angus Crichton.
Stephen Crichton's he's had his intercept for his glory day.
I thought he was talking Angus Crichton. I thought, fuck, he's already given up on the Panthers in one comment.
Picked up a sweet intercept 2 weeks ago.
He did?
Yeah.
Just saying. He's got it in him.
Off whose pass?
I can't remember.
Cody Walker's.
But I'm pretty sure it was against South.
Yeah.
That was Cody Walker pass.
Let's see. Sean O'Veirett, thanks to you lads for the input this season. Still got a chance to make the top 500 overall. Fingers crossed. Good stuff.
Good luck, Sean, eh?
With some of your tips and advice, so cheers, boys. And Paul,
Obviously not much of it, because you're in a good position.
Only some.
Good on you for being able to figure out what to listen to and what not. Can you help us out next year?
See, if you can pick and choose the bad ones like that.
and Paul Pullman, again, Bergs is great with Discord. He's done a great job with the pod last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I had a good time on there. It was a good chat with the boys. It was, it's similar to what we do, probably a little tad more professional. But, yeah, it's a good...
Really? Than us?
Only a tad. You know how we get. But no, it's a really good time. They did put the feelers out to see if probably next year a couple of other boys will come on. So I'll definitely get one of you boys on next year, or whenever they want you to come on, you know. So be ready to go on another podcast.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, and that's it from this one.
Righto. So, gentlemen, thank you again. Can't thank you enough for the work you've put in. And
It's been a good year. Thanks, boys. It's been fun.
Taz.
Didn't quite make it in the end, but I had my best year head-to-head that I've ever had. So,
Well,
yeah.
for a while...
I think I had my best Supercoach year overall, really. Like, I tried to stand on my own two a lot this year and didn't quite piece it together.
Well, you've
but-
learned a lot Supercoach wise over the last couple of years, like. So yeah, you're bound to get better and better. I've regressed. I regressed hard this year, but it's just one of them things. Like if you nail it from the start and you're doing well, you just invested a lot more. Whereas if you see yourself slipping, it just adds to the mindset. Oh, I'll see you next year, sort of thing. You know, like we've all been there a couple of times. Like it's just like but yeah, I think you can only come back stronger next year. Next year, if we get a few more riders and we do our own right, and I think the website will benefit you as well, because I think when you
bro, the website's benefited me greatly because I've got stuff that I need to know and look at right there in front of me. It's the whole reason why we wanted to put it together. It's so that way we can just see anything that we want to look at. Supercoach. It's where I get all my Supercoach information because it's all in one spot. So that's all we want to do is just try and grow it into more of just one place to go where you can find anything you need to do with Supercoach. And if you got any idea, any little thing you want to do, anything you want to write, if you want to do like a column or a video or whatever, like reach out, chat. Bergs will hook you up. And
it's all free.
Yeah, well that's it, and that's exactly the way we want to keep it. I got a few ideas in mind, man. Like I got ways that I can enhance my Supercoach game, but like I'm trying to figure out how to bridge that gap between a couple of things and then be able to bring it to the people.
So you're trying to work out how to hack the system too?
Nah, not to hack the system, but I do believe there are some ways that if you've got the time to really do a bunch of data analysis, you can have some things just sort of shown to you. I remember when I first started, I had the time and I did that, and now I understand a bit more about the game and talking to some of the people that we've talked to over the last year and we've interacted with, it's just like, all right, I know there's a few things out there which I could really take Supercoach to the next level.
We need to get together and you show me these spreadsheets and I'll show you what information.
Yeah, 100%, and that's it. But there's heaps of other Supercoach minds out there. That's the one thing I've learned this year and they know heaps more than us. So it's about tapping into their minds as well and bringing it all together. I mean,
our personal goal for next year should be just to be way better. You know what I mean? Like we should be able, with a website and with the tools at hand, and if we find the right people, we really should be able to build something good and special. You know, so it's just a matter of probably finding the right people. Some people aren't confident.
It's not a matter of finding the right people at all. It's us finding the right attitude and pulling our fingers out. And
my attitude's
but that's
awesome.
not. No, but I mean, look, you're both right. Like, we need to do what we're doing. This feels like an off-air conversation, but bugger it. We're having it on air.
Right, no, fuck it. Peace out. Peace. See you next year, and you might see.
Clean the fish tank.
You might see some boys on the BBL. Keep an eye out.
No, we definitely have some BBL stuff coming. We don't know if there's going to be a pod or anything like that happening just yet, but just keep an eye on the website because that's where it's all going to be. When we're going to make a BBL section. And then you'll see it from there.
I will say this: there will probably be Zoom chats just like last year.
If Gregor can get his hands on a laptop, there could be a Gregor episode somewhere in there.
We'll just chat to Brad. Brad's very keen.
I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at last year's BBL, there was a couple of Gregory episodes and you only had a phone. So I'm sure Gregory will find a way.
The good news for you guys is if you do want to contribute or do something that Brad's spearheading it, so you don't have to deal with my shit or any one of these guys. But yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for the year, guys, ladies. Been a pleasure.
Coaches
Hope you enjoyed it.
Coaches covers everything.